So render is breaking out again from an important ascending triangle pattern. This was a video I was gonna make anyway, but literally as I'm about to press record, you've got render breaking out from an important pattern. I'm gonna share with you the price targets, how much more this move can go, because already here we've had render moving from the bottom here to the top. You're looking at a 16% move over a handful of 4 hourly candles. What is going on? Is there more room to go? What do we need to be careful of? We're going to run into all of that now. But first of all, guys, why are you not in the Telegram group? Literally moments ago, I shared this with you guys to say, look, we are forming an ascending triangle pattern. If you're not in the Telegram, if you're not part of this community, you're missing out on opportunities like this. Now, how should you be playing this move? First and foremost, you need to be very, very careful. You've already had an extended move. The breakout is nice. We know we've wicked up to these levels before and got violently rejected. So you want to wait for candle close. That's called confirmation. If this candle closes and you get another candle opening up, that is a nice level of confirmation. Drop down a time frame. Look at the hourly chart. And this is the hourly candle that's piercing through right now. Will it close? Can we get another hourly candle open up green? Look for a retest, right? Sometimes how I want to play these moves is I enter half my position now or a third of my position now, but I really want to be waiting for confirmation. But I'm a human. Sometimes I FOMO in just like everybody else. But if I'm going to FOMO in, I'm not doing so with my full position. These are the things that people don't tell you. We're human, right? We trade. Trading is emotions. So if I do want to enter a little bit of my position, I can enter a tiny bit after this candle closes, but then I'll look for a retest. Remember, a retest can come back to the neckline and then look for its bigger move. Now, what is the price target of such a move? Well, the price target of such a move is to take the full extended move here, apply it to the point of breakout, and then you're looking at render to get to the price targets of $3.57. But we need to obey some more important, bigger structure like you can clearly see here. So what I want to show you here is when we zoom out, you can see we're in a very important channel here on render, as characterized by the bottom line here and the top line. So a breakout from this level can get us to the top of this channel, which can bring you into that $3.30 range quite comfortably, but we could see some resistance from this level. Now, why are we getting this movement? On a day where Bitcoin is tumbling and we're seeing difficult times in the market, how is it that render is able to outperform with a 7-8+% day? Well, we need to understand what happened. Now, for those who don't understand, in simple layman's term, what is render? Most people don't understand. They're following in behind this. There's a lot of hype around render, but what is it? It's decentralized GPU processing. We've spoken about this coin years ago. We've spoken about it a while ago, and there's been videos I've made on it. I'll link them up for you guys to go watch. But this project is investing in picks and shovels. Remember, when you don't know which narrative is going to do well in crypto, you can just invest in the picks and shovels, right? Do you think the need for GPU processing over the next 5 to 10 years is going to go up, or is it going to go down? Just break it down into its simple components. So imagine we've all got computers we're using, right? And we don't use them all the time. We may have a really fancy MacBook Pro here or Mac Pro, whatever you got, and you're not using it all the time. Imagine if you could sell that excess compute power, that excess GPU power to somebody who just wants to use it for one project where they don't need to have a Mac Pro sat there all day. This is game changing. Right? And to help understand that, Nvidia, another company I invest in, I own shares in Nvidia, full disclosure, right? Exploded yesterday, absolutely exploded yesterday, up 27% in the pre-market after beating their earnings by 18%, guys. 18% on their earnings beat. This is incredible. And 10% on revenue. This is an absolute explosion of the GPU processing space. And this is the reason people aren't identifying of why the render price is moving in solidarity. They're complementary plays. Now, here's the difference. If you look at something like Nvidia, the market cap sits at $755 billion. Render? 1 billion. Just crossed 1 billion again. Okay, you can see here, if I click on market cap, we've just ticked up to 1 billion, and it's been at all-time highs of about 1.3 billion, I believe, right? So it's 750 times the size of render. Just to give you an idea of the space. Now, I'm not saying it's going to 750x. No, that's not what I'm saying. But when you're investing in a project, you want to look at, the potential, right? If you're buying a 3-bedroom house in a certain vicinity in London, I want to look at other 3-bedroom houses. If I'm investing in GPU play, what are the other GPU plays? And this is a decentralized play, so technically you can argue there's more to run at over the long term. Of course, Nvidia's a huge publicly listed company, got a lot of attention, a lot of institutions can invest in it, so it's further down the line. But if you want to get to 10% of Nvidia, 10% of Nvidia's market cap is 75 billion. That's still a 75x from where Render token is now. So again, just to put it into context, it's got so much potential, Render, and I like the project. I've always liked the project. I've said that here on this channel because of its picks and shovels approach, right? These are the fundamental architectural plays, right? The infrastructure plays, sorry, that people can invest in. And again, looking at the tokenomics, I've done a separate tokenomics breakdown video. I'll link that up for you guys here. But I like it. I like the tokenomics aspect. I like the fact that you've already got almost 70% in circulating supply. It means that there's not too much to be dumped on the market. And then you've got your burn mechanisms as well. Now, this video is not meant as a full breakdown of tokenomics. I will link that up for you. Now, the other thing people need to understand that's going on, which led to the initial pump a little while ago, was that there is a lot of excitement around the Apple WCDC conference, which is Apple's big flagship conference, which they have every year. That's on the 5th of June. We're 10 days away from that. So you guys need to be very, very careful of something called buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news is when a price of a token moves up explosively in the lead up to an event where there is a rumored announcement of something's going to happen, or there's a launch, or there's a listing. And then you see a disappointing kind of collapse thereafter where the price just dissipates. So you want to be very careful. If you're getting into price action right now and you don't have a long-term view, what is your take profit? And you trade it and you snipe it. Fine. And if you want to trade, you can do so using Bybit, you can do so using Mexi. Render is available on both of those. You get some amazing bonuses using my links, and those are affiliate links, which help me bring you these kinds of updates in the Telegram and on video as well. But if you have a long-term approach, you're just going to want a DCA. And then I have a long-term approach on Render. There's a bag where I just want a DCA over a long period of time, fine, but I also want to trade it. There's so much volatility here that I like trading these types of approaches on Render. So again, based on your preference, make sure you're either sniping in and out and you've got a clear take profit and you get out, or if you're long-term, just DCA and don't worry about it, because this price can go up, and then after the Apple conference, it can come down and everyone can be disappointed, be anticlimax, etc., etc. But longer term is where I want to be looking. So on the 4-hourly chart, you guys can see we're in a nice upward trend. But of course, with upward trends, what can happen, right? You can work to the top, you can come back down to the center line. I certainly, for my DCA opportunities, for my long-term DCA opportunities, wouldn't be chasing green candles. Right? For the trade is on. I shared that with you at the beginning of this video. But for the DCA opportunities, I like to look at the EMA ribbon. Come pull back into the EMA ribbon. Like generally as a rule of thumb, I want to be buying here. I want to be buying here in these areas. I don't like buying here on extensions. Just like I said with Bitcoin. I don't want to be buying at 31. I'd much rather be buying now at 26 and when we get to 25. Right? Similarly here, I want to wait for that pullback. I want to be buying after the Apple conference comes out. Everybody's disappointed. They forget about Render again. And I'll be nibbling at the bottoms here for long-term bags. For short-term bags, which you want to trade, absolutely you go. But then the question comes, okay, that's fine. Where do we think we're going here? And I think if we want to pull out a few different indicators, one that I like to use, you guys will know, is the Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band is very extended here, right? You can see it's very extended. You can see the RSI here is coming into overbought territory. So this is a very extended move. Right? But it doesn't mean that it can't continue to move, because like we have seen, Render today and over the last 24 to 36 hours is moving outside of normal structure because of what I just went through the NVIDIA announcement, through the Apple excitement. So it can move against the tide, right? It doesn't have to follow technical analysis. Now, longer term, yes, I would expect this Bollinger Band to kind of consolidate back down into the middle line. Can it come back here? Will it want to pull back even more, try create a higher low and work its way up? Now, if we also zoom out, let's go look at the weekly chart. And this is where you start to see, okay, this is where it can get interesting. Will it get rejected from the top of the Bollinger Band eventually when some of the euphoria comes down and we start coming to center line? I want to be nibbling around these levels. That's for long-term positions. I want to be buying from a position of strength, not chasing the hype. That's not what I want to do. I want to wait for position of strength and buy at these levels. Now, of course, sometimes we're all human again. There's FOMO, right? There's FOMO that maybe it'll never come to its weekly EMA ribbon. Now, first and foremost, there's always pullbacks, right? That's the first thing I would say. But secondly, you've got to ask yourself, what is your longer-term conviction? And if you're getting that FOMO, just nibble a little bit. Nibble a little bit now. If you wanted to allocate, let's say, $1,000 to Render, and you can't wait for a nicer price point, start nibbling. Nibble in chunks of $100, let's say. Split it into 10, and then allocate one of them. And if the price moves down a little bit more, buy another one, right? If it moves up a little bit more, maybe you DCA a little bit. But you don't be chasing desperately green candles. When everybody's excited, you go dump your full amount in at the peak of a pump. That's not what you want to do. Now, longer term, where do we see this going? Well, I just went through the fact that NVIDIA is sitting at 750 billion in market cap. 10% of NVIDIA is 75 billion. That gives you a 70x here on the current price, which is insane, right? That gets you to at least 210 per token, maybe even in that 250 range. But let's just take it sensibly. Let's say we're not going for that longer term target. What are we thinking happen here? Well, the Fibonacci golden ratio sits between $5 $5.50 and $5.80. So again, a comfortable double of your money here. Fine, not too exciting. If you look at the all-time high, getting back to $8.70, that's a little bit more exciting, and I fully expect Render to go and deliver on that. Then we want to look at our Fibonacci extension. And the Fibonacci extension, the golden ratio sits at $1.68, which is $14. Not too shabby for a risk to reward, even at these current prices of $2.80. So that's what I'm looking at here in terms of us moving into our next bull market. It is a project I like from a fundamental perspective. The tokenomics look good. I do like it, but just be careful chasing those green candles. Buy from positions of strength. And my question to you was, if you knew about this token and you weren't buying in this period, what were you doing? Why did you need to buy now when the price extended? And the other question is, are you going to wait for those pullbacks? Because pullbacks always come. Just be smart, right? When people are not talking about it as much, wait for the EMA ribbon, pick some up at the EMA ribbon, and just DCA your entries. For short-term trades, I've shared with you how you can take those trades. Be very careful, have your stop loss, have your take profit, wait for confirmation, right? Because just like we can see here on this hourly candle, you can easily break out and then fake out to the downside. I don't want you guys to get caught in a fake out, which is why you wait for confirmation. Very, very important. And otherwise, enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy this quick Render update. Let me know, what is it you're doing with Render? Do you like this project? Are you still not too sure about it? Do you think it's all just hype? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to go watch this Phantom video here, and I'll see you in the next one.